That was my burp. What's going on, everybody? My hair is a disaster. I can't be going on live feed looking like that. I'm getting man, I should get my hair cut today. Haven't been feeling too well, as you guys can see. Oh my God, can somebody remind me next time to fix my hair before a live feed? Hi. I haven't been feeling too well, and then I start laughing and I can't stop laughing. I hear my laugh and I hear how ridiculous. And I saw on YouTube people would be like, "Oh, Persuadable just smoked." I don't smoke. Look at that, like a manly vein right there. All right, what's going? I gotta stop laughing. I'm laughing too much right now. All right, so yes, new season is coming, guys. I am crying. I'm laughing. Stop making me laugh. Stop it. All right. So we have a lot going on. We're doing a whole bunch of data. Well, look at my room. My room is so empty. It looks like the beginning of like a porno clip. Immature. Okay, see, I gotta stop making jokes like that. I'm going to get banned from YouTube. All right. So, my friend said your laugh is weird. Well, you tell your friend that. I hope they step on a Lego. So anyway, so what we were talking about, yeah, I'm saying we've been doing a lot of data crunching. My team, especially Comrade Dan, we have been running data all day. There's a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. So we were just trending on Reddit, right, which was super cool. We had over 21,000 upvotes. Awesome. We just hit 15,000 subs. We're almost at 3,000 members on Discord. Like so much, man, so much. I know the YouTube, like the sub isn't at like 100,000 or whatever, but you know what I mean. We're taking our time. We have a dedicated bunch. We're really attracting a pretty cool crowd. So I'd rather go slow and steady. I don't know how long this live is going to go for. So let's talk. We talk about some things, right? One of the things that I want to talk about is what we have been seeing. Persuadable, how do you feel about the new Survivor? We'll see. We'll see. So, what we know right now with this current update, right? We know that there's a lot happening. We know that Leo's memory is about to be added to rake mode. I'm not too excited about that. You guys know I've been playing Dancer a lot. I think Dancer has been super fun for me. It's going to be time soon to kind of change my character. Dancer, we had that video up. Is the meta currently changing? And we know that the current meta is probably not really changing. I put up that video in response to how many people have been dying. Really what the difference is that it's not that the hunters on the US are better. It's that the survivors are a lot worse compared to the survivors on other servers. I'll be coming up with a video on this soon. The survivors on the US and European server are struggling. Whereas the survivors in other tiers, in other countries, especially in top competitive gameplay, it's not that they're necessarily winning more, but they're being able to tie a lot more substantially. When we look at the last Call of Abyss tournament, we see that the survivors in the US and the Europe server struggled immeasurably. They struggled immeasurably, whereas on the counter, you saw in a lot of the Hong Kong, the Taiwan, the MO, I forget what that is. You saw a lot of their survivors doing a lot better. And it's not that the hunters here are better than the hunters there. That's not the case. We have a lot of really, really good hunters here. But we're seeing a lot of different strategies that are being utilized. We have a whole data team running this out. And one of the things that I want to address is the survivor character tier list and the hunter character tier list. It takes a lot of time. Like, right, it takes a real lot of time to come up with these character tier lists, okay? And what we have is we analyze data from a whole bunch of different sources, okay? And when we come out with the data, I just came out with a video about this today, right? So if you haven't checked that out, you can check that out. If you don't, then I don't blame you. But what we know with the character tier list is that the character tier list, what I have noticed from other YouTubers and streamers and whatever, is that they literally just slap a whole bunch of random characters in different areas and they're like, well, this is my opinion. Well, the difference is that when you use very, very strict methodology that's concise and that's vigorous, you can't just say it's my opinion. What you do is you say, this is the data that we did, this is the methodology that we did, and I want you to tell me why this methodology is wrong, right? Because you always have somebody who's like, I think Explorer should be here, or you always have somebody who says Cowboy should be here, right? And then when you want to engage in an argument, me and the individual arguing me can go back to the methodology, right? Because the methodology is the difference between an opinion versus some sort of measured analysis, okay? So that's why it's so important, right? Because at any point in time, I see this all the time. Yeah, you have people who just randomly slap characters in different tiers, and they make no sense. They make no sense, and they make no sense because they miss variables. Their methodology is off because the methodology doesn't exist. So we have spent, what time is it? I've been doing analysis just today since 10 o'clock in the morning, right? I took about an hour and a half off. I did my compassion couch today. For those that don't know, compassion couch is me providing free services with OT and a therapeutic ear to people who need help, who are in conflict, who need, you know, a little bit of an ear to, you know, to listen to, me to listen to them. So, you know, I took a little bit of break from the data, helped out somebody who's a big contributor to the community, talked to this individual for over an hour, and then got back to the data. So, you know, that's me giving back as a clinician, right, as a professional, regardless of all the inappropriate jokes that I make and pop, persuade, but we have important things to do. And so we ran the data, we're still running the data, and it's just very interesting to see what we're finding. And along the way, there's a lot of things that I'm realizing that the US and the European server need to catch up with. And one of the things is that, for instance, there is a specific way that you need to play Priestess. See, here's the thing, right, before I get into this, okay? Sometimes I don't want to come out with YouTube videos because I feel like in my mind, right, because I've been playing the game so much, I've played the game so much for many seasons, in my mind, I feel like, oh yeah, like everybody must know how to play this character. And then I don't come out with a character guide. And then I see a lot of people playing the character wrong, or not realizing what the strategy is supposed to be. And then I realize, okay, I actually need to come out with a video, because I don't want to come out with like useless videos, right? Like I want them to be fun, engaging, or informative. And sometimes, like in my mind, you gotta, now this is my bias, right? Sometimes like it's me being biased because I'm like, oh yeah, everybody knows how to play Priestess. And then you go in the rank mode playing solo queue, or you're seeing other priestesses and they're completely playing her wrong. And then I'm like, wow, I really need to come out with a guide for how to play Priestess. But not only that, people need to know how to play with Priestess. It's a two-way street, right? So it's a two-way street because there's a specific way to play Priestess, and then there's a specific way to play with Priestess, right? If Priestess is on your team. So I'm really looking forward to coming out with that video. And more important than that is the fact that when people look at the video footage, it's not even gonna be really like, oh, I can't wait to come out with the guide. I know there's a bunch of like low tier priestesses, mid tier priestesses, and whatnot. And it's like I'm at the point with this priestess guide where it's like it's not up for you to critique. If you're not playing her this way, you're playing her wrong. And I got the data to suggest that it's right. I got the data to back it up. Like, oh, this is going to be one of the best guides ever. I am so excited for the Priestess guide. And I can't wait for like a high tier Priestess player to look at it. And I swear if they say it's wrong, I'm going to be like, yo, you're wrong. And this is why. I'm going to put it in the video. I am going to make you so convinced that it is the only way to play Priestess that it's going to blow your mind away. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm not telling y'all now. No. I got a big mouth. Yo, there's so much going on right now. And I'm like trying super hard to keep my mouth shut about everything, but there's so much going on right now. Like big plans. Like, oh, I can't wait to tell you all. And I got such a big Italian mouth. I got I got such a big mouth when it comes to this stuff, yo. Like, I'm sure Comrade Deer gonna be messaging me soon, like, Persuadable, don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut. So, alright, so I'm going to answer some questions. I'm gonna answer some questions. And yeah. I wanna give a big shout out to iAlien. I got iAlien a little mad today. I had 300 dice to roll. I needed to do something to make the time go by, so I got iAlien all a little salty. So iAlien, if you watching this, I still love you, bro. I got iAlien a little salty. Alright. And then I want to give a shout out to Sprinter. Alright, so the other day I was experimenting. Actually, I wasn't even experimenting at first. I played on Red Church 1 versus 1 against Sprinter. My God, Sprinter kicked my butt as a dancer. Kicked my butt. This is why you don't see Dancer in the high meta. Kicked my butt on Red Church because Clown is Dancer's counter, right? Because your blue boxes don't do much. Unless you're in a very specific area, right? And, man, Sprinter did such a good job. I told Sprinter I want to see Sprinter play on a mobile device. Sprinter was such a good clown that I don't believe that he's a mobile player. And I told Sprinter, I'm like, take that as a huge compliment. I want you to record yourself, play it on the phone, me versus you, so I know that you're not a computer player. His clown is ridiculous. I've played this game for over 8 months. I have played all of the best hunters. I have played Dead. I have played Anori. I have played some of the top Chinese players as clown. I have never felt so overwhelmed compared to Sprinter. Granted, I wasn't playing Perfumer. I wasn't playing Seer. I didn't want to really use them. I just wanted to use a regular character that didn't absorb any hits to make it, you know, make it more fun, more realistic. And, oh my God, just such a great player. Okay, do you ever do Hunter gameplay analysis? Yes, I do. Right now, hopefully we get the new laptop in 7 days. I'm hoping that I get my new laptop in 7 days. I'm hoping that by next Wednesday I get my new laptop, and we have a lot of things planned for that. So, yeah, 15,000 subs, baby! I don't know how it happened, but it did. Hunter is becoming harder and harder to play. No, he's not. I'm not even going to read the rest of that comment. Right now, Hunters are more powerful than what they ever were. Season 1 and Season 2 Hunters required more skill than Season 3 and Season 4 Hunters. Season 3 and 4 Survivors, to a degree, required more skill than Season 1 and 2 Survivors. However, the only thing that kind of offsets that is a lot of the best players have quit the game, and a lot of them have returned back to the Chinese server because they feel like this server is too watered down and not really competitive enough. That's just the truth. So, but definitely, so Hunters in Season 1 and Season 2 definitely required more skill than the Hunters now. But, I would say, yeah, Season 2 Hunter required the most skill. Definitely. Season 2 Hunter required the most skill. Because Season 1, you didn't have too much of the Seer and the Perfumer as much. Yeah, a little bit of Perfumer. Season 2, you had to deal with both of them, and all you really had was Clown. So, you also had Geisha. Feaster was there, but Feaster was never really that bad. So, I mean, that good. His game down for everyone. Yeah, game's going down for maintenance, baby. What are your thoughts on the Explorer buff? We'll see. A lot of it's theoretical. When I get my new computer, I'm going to tell the devs to give me access to the test server. And then I'll be able to give you guys a real analysis. Once I have access to the test server and I'm playing against these new characters, etc., I gotta make sure that I don't violate their terms of service, though. So if I do become a test server, then I do have to oblige by their rules, by NetEase's rules. I have a good relationship with NetEase. Sometimes I'm critical of them, right? So I don't kiss their butt and they don't kiss mine. But we have a good relationship, right? So sometimes I'm very critical of them, and what I respect about them is the fact that they can handle my criticisms, and we can still have a good business mutual relationship. I appreciate that from them. So I'm #1 feaster. No, you're not. Alter is, and then Meme Senpai is #2. If you're an animal, you'd be a lion. I can't sing right now. My voice, I can barely talk right now. Who's better, seer or perfumer? Technically, so you're asking, hold on, let me, I gotta stand up for a second. So you're asking a question, who is better, seer or perfumer? We're going to answer that very shortly. We will answer that question very shortly. Just give me some more time, maybe another week to keep crunching data. We got a lot of stuff to figure out. I'm super excited, super excited. Persuade knowledge points meets with the new season. Persuade knowledge points resets with the new season. I don't know what you mean. Who's better, mechanic or mind's eye? Mechanic is still technically better, I think. We'll see. Wow, there's a lot of questions. How do you even counter clown? I have a tough time doing it. You can counter clown with seer, perfumer, magician. Those are your big ones. Those are your big counters against them. Is Mad Eyes good like your roast? Mad Eyes is not that phenomenal. I know that there's some people who will tell you he is, but he's not that great. You can still win with him. Doesn't mean that he's... Why is there not a top 10 player who really... And US I'm kind of concerned about because... Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. How do you counter Soul Weaver? You banner. Boom. That's how. It's all about positioning with the Soul Weaver. Dream Witch opinion. I think we're really going to know how Dream Witch is in the next month or two. People are really practicing her and they're getting that patroller down. What's your intro song? I don't know. Somebody made it for me. Is it possible to be a good mobile geisha player? No. Definitely not as good as what an emulator user is. Here's what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. Here's what happened. All right. This is as toxic as I get. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I want to try something. Hold on. Hi. Oh my God, Persuadable, you're so bad at the game. Okay. Anyways, so here's what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay. So you had a lot of geisha users who were using the computer, right? And you guys probably know some of the players that I'm referring to. So you had geisha users who were using the computer. And a lot of these geisha users were really good. They were on the top of the leaderboards and stuff, okay? Now, here's the problem. Geisha is awful. Not awful. She's not that good anymore on the mobile device, okay? So geisha's not that good on a mobile device. We know that, like, objectively, all right? The only way to play geisha is to be a computer player. The computer has, like, a different camera angle to a degree. So, like, you can see over objects better, and you can see through walls that you normally couldn't see through. Now here's the problem, okay? There are good geisha users who are computer players, playing on a mobile platform, so that it made geisha look really good. When the game came out and separated computer users from mobile users, that no longer happened. So now I blame, to a degree I blame the devs, and to a degree I blame the player base. Because now you have two separate games. You have the PC version, which is not 100% of the mobile version. I think it's the biggest mistake that the devs have made, and I think it's the best decision that they made. Now I know what you're saying. How does that make any sense? I don't know. It's kind of like when women are attracted to me. Makes no sense. But, hear my argument, okay? Because I promise you it makes sense though in the end. Separating computer from PC, it's the same thing. Separating PC from mobile was the best choice that the devs could make, because playing on the computer and playing on the mobile platform are not the same. But when they officially came out with a PC version, they came out with a whole completely different game. As an example, you have forward. When you play forward on the computer, it's full sensitivity. You literally can go around objects as a forward on the computer. You can't do that on the mobile device. The sensitivity is knocked down. When you play Geisha on the PC, you have an angle that you don't have when you play on the mobile device. So you have two completely different games. So what happened is that you had Geisha users who were on the computer playing on the mobile device. Everybody thought that Geisha was great. You had all the Geisha players were happy. They were happy because they were playing mobile players on their computer. It's just a fact, right? I'm not trying to be mean. It's objective. It's an objective it's a comment that is objective. You had people playing Geisha on the computer who had a competitive advantage against players on a mobile device. All right? Let's just leave that. Okay? Like that's an objective fact. You had Geisha players who had a competitive advantage playing on the PC, playing against mobile players who didn't. Now, when the devs came and separated the game and put PC players over here and mobile players over here, it was a good thing because PC players had advantages that mobile players didn't. Okay? The problem is that the dev team hasn't made the PC game exactly like the mobile game for the references that I just made with forward and Geisha. So now, after people have been dealing with Geisha for 4 seasons, many of them computer players, right? Now you have people who are asking for a Geisha buff. But the problem is that you had Geisha players at the top because they were using PC against mobile users. So now, PC Geisha users still have an advantage. So if you buff the Geisha on the mobile device to make her more fair, you're just making her invincible on the PC game, which is the dev's mistake, right? So it's a good thing they separated the PC and the mobile because the PC and the mobile are different games, which is the dev's mistake. So now they have to try to make the game even and fair and balanced on 2 separate platforms because they're not the same game. So again, one of the best decisions the devs made was to separate the games because of one of the worst decisions that they made by making the games completely different. So the devs fixed the problem they caused, but it's still a problem now with future balance. So when you have people who are asking for Geisha buffs, why? The Geisha is good on the computer. She's a very good player on the computer. But if you buff her because she's horrible on the mobile platform, you're just going to make her overpowered on the computer platform. Which comes back to the first thing that I said. I blame the devs and the player base because the player base took advantage of the exploit of using a computer against mobile players in Season 1. That's the problem. Is that people didn't play the game on a mobile device. They found a way to play on their computer. And I've been saying this since August, before I knew any of these players, before I became friends with any of them, that I considered it cheating. I considered it cheating. And I considered it cheating because if you're on a computer playing against a whole mobile base, your accomplishments are no longer accomplishments. They're based on the fact that you exploited a market with a competitive advantage. It's like playing PUBG with aimbot. Yeah, somebody can still kill you across the map, so you can still technically die, but chances are the competitive advantage that you have doesn't really underlie the fact that you can still die, or lose in this case. So again, this is part of the player base, and we rewarded these players. And on top of that, I'm talking about the Chinese server right now. I'm not even talking about the US or the European players. I'm talking about the Chinese players. The Chinese players idolized a lot of these hunters and a lot of these survivors on the top tier list before the breakup. And they ended up idolizing people who were playing on the computer who got to the top by taking advantage of other mobile players. And so, but none of this matters. No. You guys are wrong. I'm sorry. Emulator players did not go against PC players until about 2 months ago. So you're talking about 8 months of idolizing players who had competitive advantage. And now you're saying that we need to buff these. Well, the dev team is going to have a difficult time buffing these characters because they have 2 separate platforms, which is their problem. They created that problem. What they should have done is completely ban computer players from playing with mobile players from the start. People who played on emulators had a competitive advantage. You have a competitive advantage if you're a survivor. It's easier for you to look behind you while running forward, and that means everything. Whereas it's harder to do that on a mobile device. It's easier to play a clown on the computer. It's easier to play Feaster on a computer. It's easier to play Geisha on the computer. It's easier to play Forward on the computer. It's easier actually to play Hellumber on the computer. We saw some arcs that they had that you didn't have on a mobile platform. And then you have people who try to say, oh, Persuadable, you're just hating. No, I'm not. Everything that I have said is objective. Everything I've said is objective. Subjective is your opinion. Objective is what we observe. Right? I still play with emulator users. I only play on mobile. Yeah, so now there's emulators that are trying to make it so you can play on mobile devices again. Mobile players were playing against computer players since Season 1. When I was a top survivor in this game, I played against mobile clown users. The top hunters were all computer players. That's how it worked. And if any of you right now are annoyed or shocked by my opinion, you've been missing my content since August. Okay? This is the same stuff that I've been saying since August. Let's see. Man, you also have an advantage when you have 60 ping instead of 200. Let's ban 60 ping players. Don't take me seriously. Yeah, but you're right. You're right, actually. You're absolutely right. The difference is that I'm not purposely trying to get an advantage over you with my ping. You're absolutely right. I know you're joking around. But you're still right. Whether you're joking around or not, you're still correct with that statement. People with lower ping definitely have an advantage. Season 1, I didn't have a low ping. Season 1, I had a 150 ping. Anyone who watched me on Fluxer will tell you that. I had a really bad ping Season 1. I didn't have a good ping. I had a good ping Season 2, not Season 1. Go back to my footage. You'll see me in the 130s, 140s, 150s, maybe. No, actually, no, you won't. No, you won't, because that's actually when I started playing with better ping. I didn't get good ping until October, right? But the point is that none of this should be a shock. I'm not trying to get anyone mad. I'm just trying to tell you what's objectively true. If what I'm saying is pissing you off, try being NetEase. NetEase has had to deal with me for 8 months. I love NetEase. I love talking to NetEase's staff. I love having my little meetings with NetEase, right? They gotta deal with my criticism. You don't think that they have criticism for me? NetEase has got criticism for me. They got criticism, but we still respect each other. We have a good business relationship and we admire each other. Because at the end of the day, we don't need to agree with each other 100%, but we have respect for each other. I've been saying this stuff since Season 1. Absolutely, man, I'm telling you, computer users have had a competitive advantage and people have been idolizing people who have had competitive advantage. Why? Give me a second. Oh, I gotta clear my throat. Yeah. I would like to say, does that opinion get any of you mad? Bro, you guys are trash. I got that good stuff 900 ping. I think you're gonna... I want to know. I'm asking you guys right now. Does anybody have a problem with anything that I just said right there? Honestly, you guys can tell me, right? I don't ban anybody on my Discord when they come in and tell me that I'm trash or I'm horrible, whatever they can. But I want to know, does anybody actually have a problem with what I said? I'm reading the comments right now because you guys are all reasonable. Because you guys know what I'm saying is absolutely accurate. I've never played on the computer, so I'm not biased with it. But I've played against computer users, and I can tell you that a lot of you, you know what I feel bad about, right? You know what I feel bad about? I feel bad when players compare themselves to the best when the best got there before the merge based on computer use. And I got people coming in my Discord, right, feeling kind of sad about themselves. They come to my Discord feeling sad about themselves saying, why can't I play like the best clown? Or why can't I play like the best geisha? Or why can't I play like the best whatever? And it's like, yo, that's not you. You're playing on a mobile device. All right, so here's a fact. You ready for this? Y'all about to get mad. Y'all about to get mad. I want you, y'all get away from your family, get away from your hamsters, get away from your cats, get away from your dogs, because I don't want y'all taking your anger out. Y'all get away from there. I'm about to tell you something that's going to really piss you off. Hold up. Give me a second. I'm about to get mad. Give me 1 second. You guys ready? Okay. You're about to get angry. You know I try to bring positivity in your lives. Did you know? Oh, this is good. We might have to go outside for this one. Did you know that if you play on the game with a PC as a spider, you can actually put your web out further than a mobile player? Just think about that for a second. When you are on PC, you can put your web out further from your body than what you can on a mobile device. Do you know what that means? All of you spider users who are like, Persuadable, why am I not good as a spider? Why am I not as good as the best? Because the best were using computers who can put their spider out, their web out a lot further than you from their body, put them in between objects in front of them from a great distance, and then run into the spider web. And then you're making yourselves feel bad. And then here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. I come out with the videos, right? I come out with the videos and I say the high tiers are trash, right? Because I was a high tier at the time. And I said, we're not better than you. We're not better. Most of us just at the time knew the game better, or we had better ping, or they were computer users. I have crapped on all three since season 1. Do you know who don't like that? The high tiers don't like that. You know why the high tiers don't like that? Because they work very hard to say that they're better than you, and they work very hard to separate themselves from people like you. Do you know why I pissed them off? Because they can't do that with me. The best that they got is, oh, I've been AFK for a season. Persuadable, you're rank 4 or 5. So when I tell them, you're not really anything spectacular. If anything, if you were to go against the high tiers on the other server, they'd probably kick your asses, right? If I were to be for real. And that bothers them. That bothers them because I have an ego, and then when I'm putting their ego in check, what argument do they have? So since season 1, I have been telling you guys that you can become the best. You can become a very good player on this server. But there are things that are real that will prevent you from doing so. If you have bad ping, that will prevent you. If you're not a computer user at the time, which is no longer too big of an issue, although emulator users are finding ways to play back on mobile servers again, you don't have an advantage against those. That is why, if you are a computer player and you use an emulator, and you play against mobile players, you are utter trash, and I have no respect for your game style, and it's a hint of narcissism. You are not entitled to a competitive advantage over others. The ping issue is not really an individual's fault. That is a server issue. We could talk about that all the time. But if you try to play with a computer against mobile players, you are not a good player. Don't expect me to idolize you. You're not. You have a competitive advantage. Now, if the devs made the game exactly the same, then I wouldn't complain as much. I wouldn't go. You'd still have a little bit of an advantage as a survivor, right? You'd be able to pan behind you a little bit easier, right? But there's high tiers who don't like what I say. This is why people don't like me all the time, because I honestly keep it real. Go back to August, go back to September when I was a top player, I was saying the same thing. I'm just consistent. The difference is that you have people who've gotten a lot better at the game and they really want to protect their rank. They want to protect their identity. No pun intended. That was a good joke. Right? That's what they want to do. The high tiers, there's a lot of nice high tiers. There are high tiers who want to help you. There are high tiers who want to get you to get better at this game. And then there's high tiers who want to remind you that they're better than you, that they have advantages over you. But yet when it comes tournament time, they don't want to go on their mobile device. You guys are all good people. You all can become top players. I've dedicated. Listen, you don't got to agree with everything I say. You can get annoyed with different aspects of my personality. That's totally cool, right? Real friends don't agree with each other 100% of the time, but they can tolerate each other because they still love each other. But at the end of the day, the one thing I've been consistent on since the beginning, even when I was a top player, is that you guys can become good players. You guys can become top players. And if you don't become top players, there are certain elements that are out of your control. If you have bad ping, that's not your fault. If you're not a computer player, that's not your fault. I had someone arguing with me because I said Geisha hitbox is small. At the end of the day, how are they going to make her even? Persuadable, comment on the cowboy for me. What are your feelings on the cowboy buff from a few patches ago? The cowboy patch, he's still so competitive. What do you want? Do you want competitive? Rank? Those are different things. Persuadable would always rant about him because he used an emulator. Oh no, I never ranted about Cashin. Matt V. Why is that name so familiar? Matt V. Are you the Matt V who's a top 20 hunter? Who am I thinking of? Who's that top hunter that I'm confusing your name for? Are you that guy? Are you the guy that kicked my ass the other day as a ripper? Like 3 weeks ago? Dude, you destroyed me. Was that you? I was perfuming. You absolutely destroyed me. I was ready to throw my phone across the room. Is that him? Yo, what's going on, AYX? Is that Matt? Hold on, I'm stopping this. Matt Val, is that you? Who's Fun V? I know who Fun V is in game, but who you guys referencing? Fun V is also is awesome. Matt V, is that you? Ah, you got me so mad. I want to know. So, hold on, we pausing this whole thing until we find out. Is that Matt V? Oh my God, you a ripper. And you killed my perfumer in like 30 seconds, dude. I swear to God, I was ready to throw my phone across the room. Oh, I was so mad. And I did a veteran trick against you, and you didn't fall for it because you're a veteran, and you killed me. I was so mad at you. I don't know if that's Matt Val, but if that's Matt Val, I'm still mad at you. It's been 3 weeks. I still haven't coped. I've never deleted a video so fast. Oh, which is great. Oh, if that's Matt V, you're a great person, man. Thank you for being with the game. All right, so yeah, so I went on a huge rant. I'm sorry. I went on a huge rant before all that. Yeah, hi Matt V. It's always a joy playing with you, man. What other questions we got? Yeah. I have a question. Well, I have an answer. Wait, persuadable. Sorry for spelling, but do you remember You were Mad Eyes and you playing the new map Asylum or something. I don't know, dude. If I've ever played Mad Eyes, I don't want to talk about it. Do you smell like beef every day? I have a very good mom joke, but I'm not going to tell you it. We love to rant. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes the rants are okay. Sometimes it's not good to rant too much. I kind of went on a big tangent. All I'm saying is that after the PC and the mobile merge, there are a lot of top 10 hunters who really fell down the chain. Just very interesting how that happened. Okay. What do you smell like? LOL, this is a weird question. Usually I smell like... what do I smell like? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Alright, can I play rank with you, Persuade? When I have time, yeah. Ended the season 50 points away from photographer's skin. Oh, I'm sorry. As a photographer player, which survivor is a disadvantage to you? As a photographer player, seer, perfumer, mercenary. No, not mercenary. Dude, photographer's not that good. Photographer's definitely not that good. The fact that a photographer player won in the tournament on our server tells you how bad the survivors are. Photographer's not that good. Let's see what we got here. How are you still living in Arizona? If so, how do you like the sunsets? I love the sunsets, and I love Arizona. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I got a new contract coming up, and I don't know if I'm going to expand the contract that I'm in right now. So, you know, I kind of wish that I used my tripod for this, but I can't see if I do. Let's see. EJ, do any of your friends from home play Identity 5 because of you? No. Honestly, the survivors suck. It's so easy to rank up. Matt V! Matt V, I want to ask you a question. Matt V, can you please answer this question right now? We're going to ask Matt V. Matt V has been playing the game for a long time. Matt V, I want to ask you a question right now. Okay? Do you think survivors are worse now than what they were in Season 1 and 2? When we had a whole bunch of top-tier Chinese players. A lot of them ended up leaving. They went back to the Chinese servers. I want your opinion, Matt V. Do you think that the survivors are worse now than what they used to be? Because I can tell you the fact that our #1 hunter on this server is playing Wu Chang is disgusting. A lot of the matches that we're analyzing right now, the Wu Chang lost a lot of the high tier matches. Persuade Daddy choke me. Are you 18 and are you female? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Could be 21 now. I'm getting old. I'm 28. I wonder if we can go outside. Hold on. We're outside. Huh? Alright, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. The Chinese players always make me lag. Yeah. I wish Persuadable would notice me. I notice you. Hi. Oh, my dear Lord. There's so many comments. Are you ever going to make a forward guide? No, forward's not used to... He's not worth playing anymore in 1 versus 4. Don't play him. I'm in Arizona right now. I need to shave my beard. What else we got? Yo, it's beautiful out here. It's a good, you see that pool? Look at that pool. Nice pool and everything. Do you think they should separate the best hunters so we know who is the best mobile geisha? I would love that, but the game's not popular enough, so they're not gonna do it. Persuadable, can you do a guide on how to kite the Soul Weaver? I could do that for you, yeah. It depends on it depends on what you're doing. All right, let's see. Imagine if he drops his camera. LOL. Man, don't be wishing that on me. Yo, now I'm going inside. Now I'm going inside. You're wishing some bad juju on me, bruh. Hold on. You wishing some bad juju on me. Alright, the Chinese players came to the US server because they got trolled in the Chinese server. Nah, some of them play. Some of them play in, some of them live in the US. Alright, let's see. Oh, Matt V answered? Damn it, I missed. You have to shave your beard again if you lose a match against the top hunter to EU server. Well, it depends, man. I usually like playing as a team. Trying to simulate a 1 versus 1 is very difficult. Because then you're letting the hunter know where you are. It's easier for them to predict where you're going. Whereas in a 1 versus 4, that's not always the case. You have that hidden element. Where did Matt say? What did Matt say? I can't see it. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Definitely. I feel like the meta now is more about wasting time and getting it back with Ty Turner instead of the old days where the survivors actually kited. Yeah, you're right, Matt. Absolutely. Survivors aren't doing as good anymore. So do you think my owner is sexy? Seriously? Yeah, Matt did answer. Oh, guys, look at this. Look at this. Isn't this dope? Anyone a Naruto fan? Somebody, Daniel Tate did this of me. Isn't that cool? That's me, right there. We said that, remind him of Jiraiya. So Jiraiya with my perverted sense of humor, but with the wisdom and power. And so I told him, I want you to make a picture. And then on top of that, I actually paid him for this. I paid him, I think I paid him like $100 for it or something, because I was like, yo, I support your art style. You know what I mean? I went up to him, and I'm the one that offered him for it. Because he's like, I'd love to paint a picture for you, because he's an artist and stuff. So, and I pay my graphic designers. Not too much, because I'm still a young YouTuber, but I do the best. And then I try to do the best with my fan art. When people send me fan art, I try to shout out their social media pages. I know what it's like. Actually, I don't, but to a degree, I know my hair. I look like a flamingo. I know what it's like for a lot of people who say they like art and stuff, and they're always asking for free stuff. So I try to either say, if you give me a fan art, I'll put it on YouTube and shout out your social media. But if I go to you requesting for art, then I try to pay. So try to support people. So anyways, I think I'm gonna end this video. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit, right? I want you all to know something real quick. I know you guys see a lot of sides on me, right? I am a clinician. I am a practitioner, right? I worked very hard in my life to get where I'm at, but I do the best that I can to make sure that I try to be 100% real on YouTube, right? That's why you guys see my perverted sense of humor all the time. That's why sometimes I act. Some of you guys be like, yo, is Persuadable high right now? I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed. That's just my personality. So I don't know how to feel, because I feel like my personality is so weird that y'all think I'm smoking. I'm not. I actually don't. I don't do weed. I don't do any of those drugs. I don't smoke it or anything. I don't care if you do, by the way. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you about me. But anyways, so long story short, I try to do the best that I can to give you guys my real personality. A lot of YouTubers are fake. And what they do is they try to like give you this fake ass personality that you all know is stupid. Some days you get the real me in terms of my humor. Sometimes you guys get the philosophical, sappy, persuadable. Sometimes you get the clinician persuadable. Sometimes you guys get the analysis, the analyzing sort of persuadable, where I try to, you know, dig in deeper in terms of the gameplay. And that's because on any given day, I have different sorts of moods, different sorts of behaviors, but usually I'm always happy. It's usually a good thing, right? Some days I'm grumpy, but usually I'm happy. I want you all to know that you're significant in this world. And don't tell me that the positivity is not working. Positivity is not about waking up every morning, getting naked and humping a tree and drinking essential oils. That is not happiness. Happiness is just looking at your life and realizing you're doing the best that you can to be a positive influence to other people and to at least take care of yourself the best that you can, and make sure that if you're having a bad day, you do the best that you can to take that from an 8 down to a 6 in terms of sadness, and taking that happiness from a 6 to an 8 That is what positivity is. You're allowed to be a realist. You're allowed to look at life in a realistic sense, but you're also allowed to take care of yourself. You're allowed to take power and control over your own life. Take control over things that you're allowed to take control over to make them a little bit better for yourselves. Anybody telling you otherwise, they're probably young, naive, or old and battered and defeated. You don't ever let anybody else tell you what you can and can't do. It's the equivalence of the 30 or 40-year-old person who's been divorced 2 times and they say, love isn't worth it. It'll only lead you to misery. I'm my own separate organism. The people that I love, the people that I enter relationships with have nothing to do with you. Maybe you are a shitty lover, or maybe you suck as a human. That got nothing to do with me. So you take that misery, you keep it to yourself. I'm going to stay in my own lane with my own vision and focus on my own people and do my own things. You remember that, because I can assure you there are people in this world who do not want you to have that power, because they want to strip that power from you, make you miserable because they have nobody else around them. And the only thing that they can do is strip people down to nothing, make them miserable, because misery enjoys company. I hope, if anything, that you learn from my videos, despite the pervertedness, despite the ridiculous sense of humor that I have, despite the tendencies when I'm acting like a little child, acting, you know, making little wee-wee jokes and stuff and being stupid. The more important thing in life is make sure you love yourself, make sure you love the people around you, make sure you feel appreciated, and I can guarantee you that over time, not only will I teach you how to kite in Identity 5, but I'll teach you how to kite them miserable-ass people. Yeah, have a good day. I forgot how to end